Sylhet Titans held their nerve in a close contest. 4 wickets at the right time.
Oh, got it!
Steady half-century.
Got his 50 now. He's playing outstandingly well.
And a finish that went down to the final ball. Dhaka Capitals, on the other hand, made a winning start. Disciplined with the ball.
Catch and gone. And gets a wicket. This was very much on the cards.
And a powerful finish to close it out.
Full toss. And Sabir Rahman finishes off in style as he celebrates.
Day 4 of the Bangladesh Premier League begins. Hello and welcome to Bosundhara Cement Bangladesh Premier League, where we are back after a bit of a break. It's match number 7 and it's the home side, Sylhet Titans. They are taking on Dhaka Capitals. Well, it's great to be back. Firstly, Happy New Year to everybody, and it's good to be back after a short break. And more importantly, it's the home side that are playing today, Sylhet Titans. They won their previous game. Remember, we saw a bit of a thriller in that previous game, and they'll be seen in action once again against Dhaka Capitals. With me, I've got 𝗂𝗧 𝗏𝗂𝗃 and Darren Goff. Firstly, Happy New Year to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on Straight Drive, and it's good to be back here. Good to be back amongst the cricket, the action, and more importantly, lots to look forward to, 𝗂𝗧 𝗏𝗏𝗧.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've just begun this BPL. Plenty of matches to follow, lot to look forward to, definitely.
And the one thing that has been a standout for us, Goffy, has been the fast bowling talent at display. Whether it's for the foreign players or the local talent, I mean, we've seen some brilliant fast bowling performances and spells at display.
Absolutely, and it's such a major part of cricket in all formats, and it's been great to see coming here and watching so many talented fast bowlers on show and taking wickets, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, no matter what format you play, you've got to take the opposition wickets, right? And what we've seen, some fantastic fast bowling, some disciplined fast bowling. With a new ball, you've got to be tight, not give too much away. In the middle, you've got to be able to hold that cross-seam ball, slow balls, be very clever. And at the death, you've got to have those skills to mix it up and bowl the perfect Yorkers. We've seen all that in the short time I've been here in this country. It's been magnificent, so well impressed.
And we saw 𝗂𝗏𝗡 𝗚𝗏 the other night as well, you know, with the kind of bowling that he did. Again, Goffy, we've seen him bowl in all 3 phases. You spoke about bowling in all 3 phases. He can bowl in all 3 phases. But what was impressive about him for you?
What, Ripon Mondal?
Fahim Ashraf.
Oh, Fahim Ashraf. Oh, Fahim Ashraf was absolutely superb. I've seen him before. I've worked with him closely as well with the Qalandars. And what I saw about him is that he's got a terrific talent with a new ball. He's quicker than you expect. People think he's medium pace, but he's not. He's a lot quicker than that. He's very experienced. He's got lots of skills. And as you can see, he can bowl a short ball. He bowls the channels. He bowls good slow balls into the pitch. And yet we haven't had to see him yet bowl real good Yorkers at the end of the innings, because he got his 5 for 17 in no time and he didn't have to bowl at the death.
Absolutely, and it's just been very smart in the choices that he's made overall. But another guy who's been very smart in the choices that he's made is Ripon Mondal. You talk about the local talent here. He's definitely somebody who stood out so far, 𝗂𝗧 𝗏𝗏𝗧.
Yes, and you know, he's been given the opportunity. He went to the Rising Stars, did exceptionally well over there, executed those Yorkers when it mattered, and then he's carried on that rhythm onto the Bangladesh Premier League, given the slot in the second match, and then he comes in and he performs straight away. And in dewy conditions, it was quite moist, but he executed. Look at that delivery. It skid on from the surface. Again, he too bowled in the channels. He was attacking. He's got his tails up, and you know, and there comes the variation as well, taking pace off. So, and in this format in particular, you need to bowl with a big heart. You might be getting hit, but you need to be brave and coming back, and he has that bravery in him, Ripon Mondal, which is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the variations in this format, Gshy. There's so much variety in what you can offer as a fast bowler. So just looking at what you've seen so far, I mean, those first 6 overs, then what are we looking at as a fast bowler? What are the lengths that we should be looking at? What is the variation, or what is the plan? What is the bowling plan from whatever you've seen in the conditions so far that a bowler should be looking at?
Well, it should always be to, when you start off any innings, is to take early wickets, because that changes the momentum, that changes the way the game's going to go. And if you can get on top early as a fast bowler, it totally dictates the game. And that's why you see a lot of left-handers who open the bowling, they have the knack of taking wickets in that first over. Taking a wicket in a first over of a T20 game is a massive impact. That's why it's good to have bowlers. Bowl at the stumps, bowl to get wickets, and then adapt to the conditions. But that first over, first 2 overs, attack.
All right, attack is what Gshy is saying, and we saw that Sylhet Titans has had a decent tournament so far. Remember, they won their last game. They'll be hoping to make it 2-2. Quick look at what happened in that particular match. Remember, it was an absolute thriller. The crowd were in for some entertainment here at Sylhet. Noah Khali, 143 for 7 in 20 overs, and one would like to believe that that would have been a comfortable chase for Sylhet, but not to be. But you've got to say that it was an exciting match, and Khalid Ahmed was the pick of the bowlers. Another fast bowler. You talk about fast bowlers doing well here in these conditions. We spoke about Hassan Mahmood as well the other night. Khalid Ahmed is another guy, Shomanoy, who's done well, taking 4 wickets. I mean, keeping his nerve in those conditions and keeping his calm. What do you make of his bowling overall to put Sylhet in that position to win the game?
Certainly. You know, he's from Sylhet. He knows the surface well, the stadium well, and he too, again, as Gshy said, with the new ball, he went on with the attack. He's a test match bowler. He hit those hard lengths, getting the ball to do a bit of the surface, and then in the latter half, you know, you switch roles, like you switch gears, and the second spell he comes in with the variation and not afraid of getting hit, and almost won the match for the team with the batting hand as well, which augurs well for Bangladesh going forward. The fast bowling battery, yes, there are quite a few of them, but you've got more knocking on the door.
Yeah, if you're a bowler who can bat a bit as well, Gshy, I mean, we've seen that in modern day cricket, just having that ability to bat and add useful runs. I mean, how important or significant is that now?
Oh, it's massive, again, in all formats, but especially one-day cricket. When you're batting right at the end, if you can sneak out that extra 20-30 runs, it makes such a big difference. Especially what we've seen, the scores have got lower, haven't they? The games have gone on, so it's vitally important that the bowlers can carry their own when they've got the bat in hand as well.
All right, then contributions from the batter equally important is what Darren Gough is saying. We'll take a short break here on Straight Drive, and we'll be back to discuss much more. Well, we're back on Bashundhara Cement Straight Drive, and we're talking about how things are evolving here in the BPL. Well, you've seen all the action on the field. I can tell you that they've managed to launch their own magazine. It's called 𝗃𝗧. It's a monthly magazine with all the updates, all the analysis, all the stats from BPL. So don't forget to catch this one because it will have all the information that you require. This is their first ever edition. So they're going all out. T-Sports, congratulations to you on launching this publication, and I'm sure that all the readers are extremely excited, 𝗂𝗏. It's great to have something like this, you know, anything like a reference point, anything you need to know about what's happening in the BPL. Great to have something handy like that.
Right? It is handy. You can hand it over to people, you go over it and you remember things. These are noted. Good old school way of carrying things over, and so this is also good for us, a good reference point, isn't it?
Yeah, we're always looking for notes, isn't it, Coffee? Like, we're always looking for things, always looking for information. It's just good to have a reference point. 𝗃𝗧 by T-Sports.
Well, I'll definitely be reading it because it's got some football in as well. I've noticed that. It's got some cricket in, especially from the Ashes, and it's got best ever 11 in the BPL, so I'm looking forward to it.
And since we're talking about the toss, we are actually ready with the real toss out on the field. Rameez Raja is out there with the two captains.
It is the Bashundhara toss and we're ready for it. The two captains are out here. Naeemur Rashid is the match referee. Mehdi Hasan Miraz has got the coin and Mohammad Mithun to call.
Head.
Head is call. Head is the call. It's come down as it's a head.
Bowling.
Mithun, what have you decided to do?
We like to bowl first.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, the weather is very cloudy and wicket little bit soft. Maybe first few overs with new ball, bowler gets some extra advantage.
Okay, right. So what is the score in your mind to limit the excess today?
Actually, first we want to see how the wicket behave. Then we decided what is the dependent scores, and we try to get them out as early as possible.
What are the things you're looking to improve moving forward in this Bashundhara BPL?
Actually, so far we played tournament goes very well. So we need to more intent. We need some high scoring game as well.
Okay, right. Any team changes?
We have two changes. Taskin and Akbari came in replace of Jia and Mamun.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Mehdi, your initial thoughts of batting first on this track?
No, I love to bowl first.
Okay, right. So what is the score in mind then?
I think, yes, wicket looks good. I think we are a good batting attack at this moment. And yes, I looking for 180 is very good total in this wicket.
Okay, right. Any team changes?
Yes, we got one changes. And 𝗂𝗏𝗽𝗀 is playing and Salmanesh is not playing.
All right, okay. Best of luck.
Yes, thank you.
Right, we have the news for you. It's Dhaka won the toss and elected to bowl.
Yeah, Dhaka winning the toss, and they have elected to bowl first. A couple of changes there for them as well. Coffee seems to be the trend here at the BPL. Since you've arrived, I don't think we've perhaps seen any captain winning the toss and deciding to bat first.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, really, because the scores have got lower. I think in the second game we might see it slightly different, but I actually thought Dhaka might have a bat first because they've seen the scores get lower and lower. So it surprised me a little bit, but look, overhead conditions, there's a bit of dampness around, and we've seen the seamers dominate on this last couple of games.
Let's talk about the evolution of Taskin Ahmed as a bowler, because he's just joined back now for Dhaka Capitals, and he is somebody who we've seen Bangladesh cricket has sort of relied on. You know, when it comes to the premium fast bowler, he's been the one that they've sort of relied on. I mean, his evolution has been quite incredible, how he's improved, 𝗂𝗏.
Absolutely, absolutely, without a doubt. And you know, as we know that fast bowlers can be injury prone. He was hit out. There were times when he was not part of the World Cup squad and he was hurt, but then he worked on himself. He worked on his fitness. Look how good he looks, and he feels good as well. I've spoken to him. He was the leading wicket taker in the previous edition of the Bangladesh Premier League with 25 wickets, and recently represented the Sharjah Warriors in the ILT20 where he got 9 wickets. Slightly on the expensive side, but that he has the knack of taking wickets. And referring to the Bangladesh fast bowling battery, he leads that battery, so he likes that responsibility, very proactive, and over the years he has really matured.
Also his height and just the way he is, I mean, in terms of when you talk about a fast bowler, having that extra few inches can definitely help 𝗂𝗄𝗧.
Well, I would have loved to have been a little bit taller. I was totally different. I was more running quickly to the crease, and I hit the crease hard, and I skidded off the pitch. But definitely is an advantage if you're a tall bowler and you can bowl into the pitch, especially with the cross seam. And he's a very impressive bowler.
All right, one thing that we've observed in the last few games, as Darren 𝗂𝗂𝗧 rightly pointed out, the scores have been slightly on the lower side. Is the pitch sort of changing at all in terms of nature and how it's behaving? Let's find out from Parvez Maharouf.
Yeah, the nature has certainly changed because we are using the same pitch which we used on the 26th and 27th. So it's going to be on the slower side, in my opinion. The 2 days before we used pitch number 6, it was quite bouncy and pacey. But I think in this pitch, looking at it over the top, it has less grass comparing the first 3 days of the BPL. And underneath as well as on top, there is a feel of bit of moisture, Zainab. So I reckon this may be on the slower side. And also for the spinners, probably the ball might stop a little bit if the spinners bowl a little slower. Now, Dhaka Capitals has won the toss and it will field first, right way forward. One reason why is because Thaksin Ahmed is back in the fold. They won the first game by chasing, and I think it's a very good decision to bowl first. So a score around 180 we spoke about at the beginning of the BPL. I reckon it has to come down a little bit lesser, simply because the pitch has been used and it's slightly tacky on top. I reckon 160, 165 probably will be a winning score.
Well, it makes for interesting debate, 𝗁𝗏𝗧, because when you talk about the pitch sort of slightly getting slow, does that mean that we'll get to see the spinners more in action as the tournament progresses, considering we're talking about a pitch that has sort of worn and gotten tired?
Yeah, referring to this surface, as Maha was mentioning, that this can be slightly on the slower side, a bit tacky. So in that preference, yes, it will get slower, but there are other surfaces here as well, and you would expect some surfaces to be there for the fast bowlers before we move on to the next phase, which is in Mirpur.
Yeah, we're not really looking at the 180s, 190s anymore, 𝗂𝗂𝗧, because at the start of the tournament, we remember that Sylhet Titans, we saw 190 being scored in that first game.
And chased down.
And being chased down as well. We haven't really seen that after that. I mean, there's been a trend that it's sort of progressively slowed down.
Well, that's what does happen in any tournament. As the pitchers get tired, the spinners come more into play, especially when you go around into Asia. That's why most teams take 3 spinners with them, because they obviously know as the games go on, they're going to play more and more spinners, and they're going to come more and more into the game. But yes, definitely when you started 190, now we're looking around 160. And let's hope for the tournament we can keep scores around that mark.
Absolutely. We're talking about the role of fast bowlers as well as spinners now, considering the conditions. Time to hear the thoughts from the Sylhet spin bowling coach, what he has to say with regards to the preparation and the conditions that we've got here.
Good to be back in Sylhet, and working with the Sylhet Titans is more happiness as well. If you ask any teams where they want to do training and want to play matches, they want to play in Sylhet. All the batsmen must be starting from the Sylhet in BPL, because the flattest wicket, I think high scoring games as well in Sylhet as well. We came in Sylhet, I mean in a week, last week, and we had really good training session here, because we are here only teams, first 3 days. We use all the facilities. We had a really good preparation this year. I mean, I'm 41 now, so you cannot play, all my life. So starting coaching now, but obviously playing is much better than coaching. It's different feelings, because I grew up in Sylhet, played for Sylhet, but never worked in Sylhet. So a bit of emotional thing as well. So hopefully we will really do better this year and do something for the Sylhet, because we did well for last few seasons for the Sylhet in BPL. So hopefully we'll have a really good year this year. At the moment, we produce really good fast bowlers, quick fast bowlers, like Tanzim Saqib, 𝗵𝗵𝗪, Khalid, So we are producing really good bowlers these days. So hopefully next few years we'll produce really good batsmen. If you are a young spinner, my advice is they have to spin the ball. These days they try to bowl faster, quicker, but then they forgot to spin the ball. Because of his stats, because of his performances in international cricket, I think probably the best white ball spinner in the country at the moment, and we are lucky we have Nasum this year. If you want to do well in T20 World Cup next year in February, so we have to use all the facilities, all the games have to be counted, especially our international players, those who are playing in the T20 World Cup. They have to use these conditions and they have to score a lot of runs and they have to take a lot of wickets to confident to do well in the T20 World Cup next year. Yeah, in winter, I think the best place is to live in Sylhet. A lot of tourists coming here in winter because of weather, because of the lot of tourist spot in Sylhet as well. So if you want to say any tourist where you want to go in winter, they will say Sylhet.
Well, you heard it from the spin bowling coach that if you are a youngster who wants to become a spinner, try and spin the ball. I mean, that's an interesting debate these days, Ghoffi, because you look at spinners around the world and they're different kinds. There's those that bowl slightly flatter and then those that try and give it a bit of flight. You've got the `𝗂𝗵𝗃𝗃 Yadavs of the world, Mohammad Nawazes of the world, you know, who sort of try and give it a bit of air when you talk about spin bowling. What is the way to go? I mean, we're hearing from the coach and he's talking about how it's important to get back to the basics and try and spin the ball.
Absolutely spot on. When you're a kid, anybody watching, if you're a spin coach, get them just spinning the ball as much as you can, whether you're a wrist spinner, whether you're orthodox off spinner, left arm spinner, just try learning to spin the ball as much as you can. Same as a fast bowler. Run in and try and bowl it as fast as you can. Everything else can come into play later. You've got to enjoy it, and spinning the ball is a big part of that. And it's same for a batter playing against spin. Learn to play on spinning pitches because there is so many people get caught short when the ball starts to spin.
Is there a case of sometimes, you know, just in terms of some kind of a fair when you flight the ball and you give it a bit of air, from a bowler's perspective, that they might get hit or there might be some aggression from the batters when they are trying to spin the ball?
For sure, for sure. You know, in order to get more spin, to get more perches turning square, you slow it down, you give it more air. Now, nowadays, and in this format, how it's evolved is bowlers give it more air and try to invite and lure the batter. Come ahead, hit me. So it's not like it's a defensive mechanism anymore. It's more like, come hit me, and in the process, let's see if you take the challenge and give away a wicket.
All right then, quick look at the teams then. We've got the teams down. There have been a couple of changes for both sides as well. Talking about Sylhet Titans, the home side then, Shomonoi.
Yeah, 𝗂𝗚𝗃𝗍, 𝗬𝗓𝗓 comes in. He was playing for the Gulf Giants in the ILT20 and is a massive asset for any side. Is a useful all-rounder. He got 12 wickets for the Gulf Giants there. Saeem Ayub yet to fire with the bat in hand. And Parvez Imon has been fantastic. She's been so good, and half centuries, 2 of them already. Good, augurs well for Sylhet Titans.
Parvez Imon has perhaps been one of the standout performers in the BPL so far. And Shomonoi, you talk about him relative to some of the other batters. That strike rate is pretty striking.
Yeah. Oh, so he likes to hit the ball. What's impressive for me is he's been given a new role. He usually opens the batting. There was one T20 international where he came in and batted in the middle order, but here he's been given the role to come in at 4, and he's grabbed it with both hands. And with the T20 World Cup ahead, you know, it's good. It's good. Maybe he offers some solidity in the middle order. That's what the selectors have been looking for, some flexibility as well, and he's brought that to his game.
Yeah, and it's amazing how sometimes a change in the batting order, batting number can really bring out the best in you, and can work the other way as well. But for now, it seems to be working for him. Quick look at Dhaka then to see what they've got. The Skeen comes back in the side. Ghoffi.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, Taskin obviously is the one there that you're going to look, but the one I like in there is Salman Mirza. I've been lucky enough to work with him and seen him develop over this last 18 months, and he's been absolutely superb for them. They've got plenty of spin in that lineup as well, and I'm looking at, I mean, 𝗵𝗵 is obviously the star man there, so I'm looking forward to that. So look, there's two good teams on show. It's going to be a good game, and Dhaka, I want to go back-to-back with wins.
Okay, then let's just go for predictions now, because we've been talking about scores, but I think it's time to get the predictions game in. Who's going to be on top today then, Dhaka or Sylhet?
I'm going to go Dhaka.
You're going to... Why? Quick thoughts on why.
I just think they've got everything. I think they've got spin and they've got seam, and they've got the man in form.
Well, you know, they've won the toss as well. They've got one advantage already, and they are a strong side. But if he's picked Dhaka, I have to go for Sylhet.
Yeah,
even though
home side. Somebody has to favor the home side, of course. Sylhet Titans. You know what? I can already see the crowd is building up. Whenever Sylhet is playing, we can be sure that there's going to be absolutely no shortage of crowd building up. So it's a beautiful start to this year with the home side playing in. Thank you so much for your thoughts, gentlemen. We'll be taking a breather, and on the other side, we'll be back with the live action.